My sister kicked me out of our apartment to make room for her influencer studio while I was still in bandages from surgery. She stopped screaming pretty fast when I showed her the lease and reminded her that I'm the only one whose name is on it. My sister humiliated me by trying to kick me out of my own apartment while I was still in bandages from a major surgery. She literally walked into my room while I was bedridden and told me I had 24 hours to pack my things because she needed my bedroom to turn it into a permanent influencer studio. According to her, my recovery was ruining her aesthetic, and she couldn't film her get ready with me videos with my medical equipment in the background. She called me a distraction and said that her followers deserved to see her vision without my sick vibe, bringing down the energy of her content. I just sat there in shock, unable to even move my legs, while she started measuring my walls for her new ring lights and backdrops like I wasn't even a human being sitting right in front of her. The audacity of it all was actually what gave me the strength to reach for my nightstand. She thought she was being so generous by giving me a day to leave, acting like she was doing me a favor by not throwing me out on the street that second. She kept rambling about how much money she was going to make once she had the perfect lighting, and how I'd eventually thank her for pushing me to find my own place. That's when I finally spoke up and asked her if she'd actually checked the mail lately. She looked at me like I was crazy, so I pulled out the original lease agreement that I'd kept in my bedside drawer for safekeeping. I pointed to the signature line and watched the blood drain from her face when she realized that my name was the only one on the document. For 3 years, I had let her live with me as a guest because she was struggling to find a stable job. I was the one who paid the security deposit, I was the one who signed the legal paperwork, and I was the one who had been secretly covering her half of the utilities every time her social media checks didn't show up. She wasn't my roommate. She was my guest, and she had just tried to evict the person who was keeping a roof over her head. I didn't even raise my voice. I just told her that since she was so worried about her aesthetic, she could go find a new one at our parents' house because I was calling the landlord to have her removed for harassment immediately. The best part was watching her try to backpedal and tell me it was all just a big joke. She started crying about how she had nowhere else to go and how her career would be over if she had to move back home. I didn't care. I called the landlord right in front of her and explained the situation. Since she wasn't on the lease, she was served with a notice to vacate within the hour. She spent the rest of the night packing her ring lights into trash bags while I watched from my bed, finally enjoying the peace and quiet of the apartment I actually pay for. The family is divided now, and my mom says I was being too harsh. But honestly, seeing her try to explain to her followers why her studio was now a corner of our childhood basement was worth every bit of drama.